Check, check. I still have my phone running, so I'm gonna see if I can get it going. Then we can get going out of here. Okay, give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Okay. All right, let's log back in and see what we can see. All right, let's go over here. Check, check, and go to YouTube. Check, check. All right, we're gonna open up the chat, guys. There we go. Okay. Now let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. We're gonna close that out. We're gonna open up a brand new, fresh start. Oh, it is so slow. I'm gonna get a new. I'm gonna get a new computer. I've been fighting it. But I don't think I'm gonna be able to fight it here much longer because we gotta get it done. All right. Okay. Let's see what we got here. All right. Let's see what we got here. All right. What's up, Darnell? Darneezy in the house. Darnell, I got something for you. Give me a second. You gotta give me a minute because I'm working with a whole bunch of people all at the same time, and I'm trying to get everybody on schedule here. Okay, I got this working, but I got something for you. I'm gonna hopefully it'll get you on schedule and get you up and running. Because I haven't been able to put out my calls and talk to everybody and find out where everybody's at. But with this new program, we got a brand new program that we're doing for everybody, and we're gonna figure out if it will work for everybody. So I'm gonna be pulling that here shortly. Um, Let me see. I want to see if I can get a link in. Okay, let's go here. Check, check, check. And then I'm gonna mute this one here. Okay, check, check. All right. And then I'm gonna wait. Check, check, check. I don't think I did it right. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna mute that one. Check, check. Oh, it's coming from here. I was looking around trying to see where the audio is coming from. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. Oh, guys, they're trying to do my advertising today, tomorrow, but I really don't think we're ready. I mean, I really don't think we're ready. I had so many problems yesterday. I had so many problems last week. I was out and about and doing some shopping and trying to go live. And I mean, I just had every problem in the world. And it was irritating me to the level that, it was gut wrenching, irritating, and upsetting me on this level. Let me close this door because they got music playing in here. And of course, they got the baby in there screaming. So let me see if I can get somebody in there to take care of her. Let's you know what, I haven't even played my intro. So let me get that, and then I'll go and take care of them. And hopefully I can get everybody where they need to be without having to slap nobody. But that is asking a lot. All right, guys, let me run this intro and I'll be right back. You guys hold what you got. She's still asleep. All right, guys. Okay, we're back. Oh, we're back. I had to go and deal with some emergencies back there, and now it looks like we're back on schedule and back on track. All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome, one and all. Welcome, everybody, to the Mobalon sponsored MrHairArt show. I am your host, Ronnie Mac. You guys know me as MrHairArt and Coach. And we are live. We're live. And we're live on multiple different platforms, as you all know. And we're live from Mobalon Headquarters. Okay. We got a lot of stuff going on, guys. A whole lot of stuff that's just racking my brain and pulling me this way and that way. So you guys gotta kind of try to absorb what we got going on and what's happening and what's about to happen. We have some new developments that have come down the pipeline for the Mobile Salon School and the Mobile Salon Buses. And right now, um, why is there a fire truck outside? Okay, I don't think they're coming here. Okay, they're going across the street here or across the field. Okay, so we have a ton of new things, new developments happening right now. Some of which obviously we can't talk about, but some are going to be changing our setup dramatically because we're coming on board with the actual developers and the people that are investing right now into mobile salons, into the buses and whatnot. It's not the same problem that we had before, but it's similar. When we were putting, I think we talked about it last week because we had buses that went out. I told you guys on the show that I had to leave and pick up some buses that were headed out, and then I now check all the buses that go out. So whether it's one bus or 5 buses, I check them myself and make sure that they're good to go and that there's no problems with them. Everything works. Everything is ready to be taken over. And we have had some issues with people receiving the buses from out of state that are not here in Texas. And when they receive the bus and we get calls saying that this is not working and that's not working, it causes an alarm. It causes is disconcerting because not only do I have very, very good people, they're expensive people. They work on these buses, they put them together, they know what they're doing. Not only do I have good people working and putting these buses together, but I myself go in and personally check the buses and I sign off on them. So that means I go in, I check the water, check and make sure that there's hot and cold running water, check and make sure that the AC and the heating is working, check and make sure that the video playback is working, the televisions are working, all of the lights. I check everything. We have a checklist that we run through when we're checking the buses. So when I go through each one of those things, I check them off. This is not something where you can just get the checklist and just go through check, and just, oh, I checked it, it's good. No, you actually have to go in and physically turn water on and make sure that it is running. And when that water is running, then you know that it's good to go. You can't check off that the water's running and it's not running because that's your name that checked off on it. And it's not just me, it's the guy that installed it and then their supervisor that checked off on it. So you got 3 people that checked off that there's hot and cold running water. Okay. So when I get a call saying, oh, the water's not working, that's concerning, especially when you're somewhere in Washington or somewhere in Toledo, Ohio, or you're way out to where we can't just diagnose it. We can't just, put our hands on it and fix it. So it makes it very, very, very much so difficult to deal with things, deal with problems where people don't understand how things work. So what we've done is we've created a system and we're revamping yet again. We're revamping the school to accommodate for the new way that the buses will be operated. Okay.
So I'm going to break this down because this obviously is a archive video that I have to literally sit here and talk and say exactly what it is we're doing on this date and document it and say, this is what we're doing. This is how it's going to work. This is everything, dot, 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 so that it is on record that the owner, me, Coach Mac, has literally put it on record that this is how something works. And then once it's out there, once it's documented, we can't have anybody that comes back and say, oh, you didn't tell me. Oh, I didn't know anything about it. Yes, you did, because I told everybody. I even documented it on all of the platforms. Every platform that we have is out there, and I'm literally talking about it and recording it where you guys can see it. Now, the other thing for that is we're chopping up these videos. Well, like I told you guys a couple of months ago, we're chopping up these videos and making videos shorts. I think they were calling the shorts, and putting those out there because a lot of people, like we talked about, don't want to just go through a whole hour worth of video just to find little clips of what they were looking for, information. So we're making shorts as well. We're trying to cover all of our angles, basically. Okay, we're trying to cover everything so that people can operate and utilize the information properly to be able to operate the business. Okay. Unfortunately, it is extremely serious, guys. Extremely serious. You cannot do your job. You cannot do your business if you don't know how to turn on the generator. Okay. It's not with the key. When you put the key in and you crank the bus up, the generator doesn't come on. Okay. It's in the school. It describes and shows in detail, hey, this is what you need to do, dot, dot, dot. But remember, I told you guys, there are people that are just breezing through the school. And even though we now have a time crunch, we now have assignments that we have to do to verify that you know what you're saying, you know what you're talking about, you've went through the course and you've learned what you need to learn, and so on and so forth. We still have people not retaining the information because it's in there. It actually says in there that when you turn on the key and the ignition and you crank up the bus, the generator does not come on. The converter, which converts the power from DC to AC, does not come on. You have to turn it on manually because it's a big, powerful system that you can't just have on and running. It will drain your battery. It will drain the bus manuals. It'll drain all of the capacitors. Everything will be drained and your bus will not work. And it describes that, but it's mostly in like written form, and there's some SketchUps and things of that nature, but it's not as punch in the face as we need to get it, to get people to understand how the bus actually works. So we're now making more videos, actual videos of me, my crew, and people working on the buses and showing people how it works. It's not a guarantee. There's still going to be people like, oh, I see it, but they're really not paying attention to the video. They're really not paying attention to the text. They're really not paying attention to the audio. They're just running through it. And then when it comes to the point where you're getting into a bus and you don't know how to switch that converter, the thing that converts the power from DC to AC. DC is what a car or a vehicle runs off of. That's a regular battery. It's called DC current or direct current. That's what your vehicle, all of our cars run off of right now. The big batteries with that drop in the car, those are DC batteries, direct current batteries. Okay. All of our equipment, all of our conversion, the things that we put on buses, they don't run off DC. They run off what's called AC, which is alternating current. Okay, so your televisions, your blow dryers, your clippers, your the switch that turns the shampoo bowls on and off, that pumps water. People, I mean, it's guys. If y'all if y'all walked in my shoes, lived my life for a couple of days, y'all will see what I mean when I say it's going to take some time. I mean, we're literally going to have to put this thing together piece by piece because of my audience, because of my students, because of the people that we work with. We have to kind of hold your hand and walk you through the whole process. Okay. People will turn on the water and think that the water's supposed to just come on. It does not. You're not at home. Okay. The water is not under pressure. Okay. I think it's in course 6, I think, where it shows how water works. I mean, imagine that. We're literally having to describe and educate people on how water works, meaning there's a tower in every city. Every city, there's a tower where every city that has clean, potable water for their citizens, for people living in that city, they pump that water up into the tower and fill up the big, huge tank. If y'all drove around your city, you'll see big water tanks with your city name on it. Okay, those are big tanks that pump, small amounts of water is pumped up in there, and that creates a large amount of water. And that water is pressing down. That weight of that water is pressing down, and that creates the pressure in your pipes at your house. Okay, so when you turn on that faucet, the water comes out. It'll go shh, because that water is under pressure, and that pressure is regulated by the city. Okay, if they didn't have a regulator on there and you turned on that water, it'll drill a hole through your sink. It'll blow you all the way off wherever that sink is. It'll probably almost explode because there's so much pressure on it. So they put water regulators on there to regulate how much water is being supplied to homes, being supplied to buildings, and so on and so forth. Okay, so buses don't have that. And y'all guys, trust me, it is so important that you would not believe. We have people that are, I don't want to say screwing up the program or messing up the buses, but it's happening too often is what I'll say. Okay, especially with the newer guys, the new people that are getting into buses. It's concerning because sponsors are watching and they're seeing that, hey, why are they having a problem operating this bus? Didn't they go to your school? Why are they emailing and texting and calling and leaving messages saying, hey, we're stuck on the freeway, we don't know how to turn off this buzzing sound, and now the bus won't crank back up? And they don't realize that the bus runs off of a security system that if it's stolen, if someone jumps it, if you're operating your bus and you crank it up and you're working and doing your thing, and then you leave that bus, you literally step off and go with your client to do whatever, or you go into a store, or you just leave that bus open or just unlocked, and someone jumps on board and you left the key in, they can crank it up and drive off in it. If they do, and they don't have the code that says that it's you driving that bus, if they don't have that code, then the bus will shut down. There will be a kill switch on the bus that says, hey, I'm a mobile salon bus, I'm being stolen, because someone is driving this bus that does not have the code that says I am the person that's supposed to be driving this bus. Guys, I've gotten that call probably 3 times a week. And it's a serious call because you now have to reset the whole system, because again, the bus thinks that it's being stolen because the person driving the bus did not put their code in. The code is literally in your cell phone. Okay, so when your cell phone has a code, you put it in and boom, you're ready to drive. The bus knows that it's you. Your phone is communicating with the bus and the security system, and you can drive and do your thing and schedule your clients and all that good stuff. Fine and dandy. But if you don't use it properly, if you don't put your code in, That bus, after you get so many miles, the bus will say, hey, you haven't put your code in. Put your code in now. You have 60 seconds before we shut down. And then the low jack on the bus just shuts down and it emits a beeping sound. And then it contacts headquarters and lets us know, hey, the bus is being stolen. Or there's someone operating the bus that doesn't know what they're doing, both of which is very, very bad. Okay, like I said before, I'm spending time on this because I'm getting hit right now. I just came from out of town doing a very important meeting with some very important people, and they are expressing extreme concern with us just putting people in buses that do not know how to operate it. Okay, so that's concerning to me, or that's concerning to them, which obviously is concerning to me because they went through the school. They went through the school, so they know what they're doing, or they're supposed to know what they're doing. And the biggest problem, or the biggest issue that I see, is that they're not here. They're not in Texas. They're not in Dallas. They're not accessible by us, which most people aren't. So we now have to kind of communicate with them the best we can to fix those problems. Okay. Hey, Jenny. Hey, Barry, Daryl, Big D Barbers, Makeshift Salon, Miss Veronique, AJ, Philip Colley, Worldwide Worldwide A1 Barbers. Yeah, all you guys, appreciate y'all for coming in. We got a lot of people that are watching. And this is why I was saying earlier in the show, I said, I'm a little concerned because they're trying to do advertising and commercials for this program, and I don't believe we're ready. I don't think we're ready because we are experiencing an issue putting people in buses, and those buses are not operating correctly. We already can't air the buses and put them on live because of our copyrights and all of our security measures that we have in place that will be lifted on the 1st of January. So we can't just broadcast, hey, rest of the world, look at how the mobile salon business works, so that you can go out and do it yourself. You can go out and become competition for us, or you can go out and do what we're doing. Okay, we don't do that because, you know, obvious reasons. You don't want to go out and create competition for yourself. But we do have patents and trademarks and copyrights and stuff that are about to be issued. So all that stuff, it's just a ton of stuff, guys, that are just being brought to the table and chopped up, sifted out, put in order to move forward. So that brings us back to the school, in which we are now we're now putting a entire new underlying element in the school that teaches and helps us to educate people on how to pretty much operate the bus on that level, because that's our most detrimental thing right now, because the sponsors and investors are concerned that we're putting out $150,000 and $200,000 buses that people do not know how to operate, and we're having buses being left on side of the road. That's not good. When you leave a $150,000 bus on side of the road because you can't crank it up, you can't drive it, you can't move it, and you just, I mean, not like leave it, like abandon it, just there's nothing you can do. The bus will not crank up. It thinks it's being stolen. So it literally, when you're driving, it will say, hey, put in your code. You got 60 seconds to put in your code. Pull over and put in your code. And they're not pulling over. They're just, you know, oh, what is that buzzing? What is that buzzing sound? I don't know what it is. I don't understand what's happening. And then all of a sudden, boom, no more bus, no more power, no more anything. And you're just cruising, and now there's no power, and you're on the freeway, which is so dangerous. And I just, we're trying to revamp and do something different so that we don't have that type of issue. And I've told my programmers, I'm wanting something to where you can't even crank it. I mean, like you're starting or you're about to start the bus, and until you put the code in, it won't let you crank it. Before, we would let you crank it up and you know, get time to settle in and get everything going and put your code in whenever you get ready and get your phone going and all that type of stuff. And you can be driving and all that, and then, you know, just punch your code, it sends a signal, and you're good to go. Everybody's happy. Fine, no problem, because I use it, and that it's a convenience for me to not have to go through all that extra step in the beginning. But now we may have to, you know, we may have to say, look, before you even can crank this thing up, put your code in and make sure that you know what you're doing, because it's dangerous right now, the way that the buses work. We have about 20 or so, 20 or 30, 20 or 25 buses, I'll say, that have that upgraded feature, and the rest of them are getting it too. So, and we have to have it in there because we've had buses stolen before. So we can't just say, oh, let's take them out and that people can drive them and it'll be fine. No, you can't do that, because these are, again, expensive buses that you can't just let people drive and be out there roaming around, because once it gets stolen, it's stolen, it's gone. We do have GPS tracking on the buses, but if someone who's savvy knows how to disable that, that's a problem as well. So it's just, again, a lot of different things that and I have to be careful too with what I'm saying, because when we first started, we were literally showing, like this video, like y'all are watching me right now, we were showing, look, this is how you install the TVs. Look, this is how you install the wire. Look, here's the GPS tracking unit. We put it in this disclosed location. You hook it up here, hook it up there, and then it sends out a signal, and then we know where the bus is at. And a bunch of other different things. You can't do that. You can't tell people where the GPS tracking system is on the bus, because they'll disable it. And now you don't know where the bus is. So we had to, you know, cut out every part of us assembling the bus that showed where we're installing the GPS tracking, where we're installing the uplink units that uplink the message and downlink the message for the advertising and the screeners. We have a private label unit that screens the information that comes into the buses that play on the video. You can't show any of that because it's patented, and you know, you can't show. It's just so many different things. We've talked about our water system before, because we have a dehumidifier water system that is patented, and we can't show that either. So it's just a bunch of different things that you can't show while you're building it, and it just makes it harder for us to literally do our job and showing you guys how the bus works. Literally how everything on the bus works, because they're so advanced. And even when you get in, and you guys will see, everybody that's not in a bus right now, you'll see what I mean when you get in one. When you get in one of these buses, you'll see what I mean. You can't just turn on the water like what we were saying before. The water works off a pump. Okay, and the pump has to be turned on, and then there's a unit that regulates the pressure and the temperature of the water. It's not like your sink at home where you just turn it on and there's your water. Turn on hot, turn on cold, and regulate it like that and get your warm water. It doesn't work like that. Some of the units are digital, where you have to punch in the keys of how hot you want it, how cold you want it, because it can get scalding hot. It's coming right off the manifold. The engine is coming right. That hot water is getting heated right off the manifold, so it can come out so hot to where it will burn your client. It will literally scald your client. And we ourselves, I was the first one that said it. I said, okay, we'll take off the temperature. I put on a temperature control valve, which stops you from going too hot, right? Smart. Oh, well, you're very smart. Now it won't get so hot to where it'll scald your clients. It'll make it'll burn your client, because that's a lawsuit again. And then obviously we had calls come in. Hey, the water's not getting hot. Hey, the water's too cold. Hey, I can't shampoo my client because there's cold water, or it's only getting lukewarm. And the reason for that is because there's a temperature regulator, that a control valve that stops it from getting too hot. Well, when it stops it from getting too hot, what happens when it's cold outside? When it's cold outside, the water that was getting hot, the right temperature hot, that was perfect. When it's cold outside, it won't get as hot because it's cold. So the hot will not go past that temperature gauge, and then you're stuck with lukewarm water, and sometimes even cold water. If you're in a colder climate where there's snow on the ground, you're screwed. You now have very cold water, and you can't do anything with your clients because you're not going to shampoo them with cold water. So again, guys, I can list you out 150 different things that we have to regulate. Not for us. We know how to use the system. We know what works. We know how to manipulate it here and there. We have to do it for you, because you don't know the system, and you have to know it, because if you don't know it, you can't operate the bus. If you don't know how to put in your code, the bus won't run. If you don't know how to punch in the temperature that you want for your shampoo bowl and your hot water, then you won't be able to use or shampoo your client. Okay. If you don't know how to turn on the AC converter to get power to the cabin for your clippers and for your blow dryers and so on and so forth, then you won't have electricity. It's just a ton of different things that we have to educate people in doing. And we thought we did a pretty good job of that with the school, but obviously not. Obviously we did not. So that leads to that problem, and so on and so forth. And I know I'm drowning out. I see a lot of people saying it's a lot of information. I understand that, guys. This is for archive. You can go back. Okay, you can go back and rewatch it, and go from there. But I promise you, this is my promise to you. By the time we get this thing all the way up and running, you'll be experts. You guys will know exactly how to operate these buses. You'll know exactly how to run your business from Mobile Salon Buses. I have a guy right now that we do a show. Me and him do a show that when we're authorized to show it, you'll see this guy. He goes out and he makes no less than $1,000 a day. He makes $1,000 a day. And I haven't seen him, and he hadn't shown me to where he did not make $1,000 doing Mobile Salon Buses, $1,000 a day. Now I don't put that on anybody, on any of you guys. Oh, you need to make $1,000. That's pressing it. That's a lot of hustling. Okay, but the potential is there. And trust me, I have somebody tell me, oh, well, he must have celebrity clientele. He must have like a whole bunch of high-end people that's paying, big time. No, he's doing regular clients. He's doing $50, $70, $100 clients, regular clients, and he's making $1,000, over $1,000 a day. That's impressive. Okay. And just, with that type of business, you guys can get a lot of stuff done. So that's where I'm trying to get you all to be able to do what you need to do and run the business like you need to run it. So all I'm saying is this: we have to first off kind of use your imagination. Like I said, like I walk around this shop and it's huge. This is 25,000 square feet just in this section. There's another 25,000 square feet in the warehouse and the buses area where we're putting together our secretive tools and equipment that we build buses with. So as soon as that's covered up and secured, we'll be able to show that area and just all this type of stuff. It just makes it harder for me to be able to do my job because I'm doing it early. Okay, I'm actually broadcasting every day, and I can't show everything. That's my biggest dilemma. I can't show you all everything we have because obviously KFC is not going to give you all of the secret herbs and spices that they put in their chicken. Okay, Coca-Cola and Pepsi is not going to give you the secret recipe of how they make their Coca-Cola soda or their Pepsi Cola. They're not going to tell you that. There's a lot of companies that are not going to give you the secret recipe of how their business works. So same thing, same dog, different flea. We're doing the same thing because you don't want to give up all of your secrets, even through the course of sharing information, even with your peers, even with your students, even with your partners, or even your investors or sponsors. We don't share everything because we don't know you. Okay, if we don't know you, we don't know if you're going to take this information and run off to the competitors and use it against us. So we have to secure ourselves, not just for business reasons, but because, guys, there are people who will jack you. There are people who will jack your information and use it against you. I'll check it. And use it against you. Okay. Okay, thank you. I think this is that Miss Janice. Thank you, Miss Janice, one of my moderators. They said check your audio, make sure we're good. Okay, so we're good. Yeah, I'm going over the little deals in my notes because we have to archive this information so that everybody understands. There's been glitches. Well, I wouldn't even call them glitches in the school because we're having to make so many new upgrades and changing out the different content that you guys were using or getting before won't work. It won't work for what we're doing now. And the new buses, oh my God, when y'all see the brand new buses, the 2024s, oh my God, that's a whole bigger headache. Oh, they're premium. They're super awesome, easy to drive, easy to park, easy to maneuver, and has so much room to where you can put everything in there and just operate a business and with luxury and comfort. But we just the battery operation alone, it's like it's like a hybrid bus. So it's electric and gas at the same time. And it's the hybrid system. You have to operate a certain way. Guys, we have some people, I ain't gonna call them, I ain't gonna say nothing bad, but we have some people that would not be able to get it, if you understand what I'm saying. Who is that? That's Terry Carey. What's up, Terry? I see you popping in. Terry, your audio is on. Why is your audio on? Everybody else's audio is off. I must have turned your audio on, so you must be special. Let's see. Let me see here. Terry said, "I'm with you." Okay. I hear you. When do you think the campaign team will get back at? We'll be back at work. Terry, the campaign team is working right now. I think I didn't see your campaign was on hold. I'll check it myself and go back in there because I didn't see your campaign was on hold. And somebody else asked me too, was there stuff being held up or was there an issue on it? I didn't see any issues on anybody's stuff, guys. Except for the people, if you're in a course, if you're in a course that is being upgraded, that's being switched over to more video and more interactive stuff, there may be a change on there. So if you're in there may be. But I told you guys that this week I'm literally going in and hitting each account myself. So that's what I started today. That's why my eyes are red, and I've just been going through account after account after account, working on them and getting everybody where we need to be because of the new elements that we're going to be working in. And with new sponsors and new investors, it's getting more and more critical because once you go over 100 grand, see, we were right at the threshold at $100,000. Once you go over $100,000, that's a whole different insurance plan. That's a whole different banking system. That's a whole different set of instructions and parameters that we have to go by when it comes to issuing these buses out. You can't just, 100 grand is a lot of money already, but 150, once you go over that amount, now you're in a whole different tax bracket. Once you're in it's the difference between getting a Toyota versus getting a Lamborghini or a Bentley, or a high-end luxury car. When you go to your insurance company, okay, and you say, hey, Geico, hey, Progressive, I need to get insurance for my car. And they say, well, what kind of car is it? And you say, oh, it's a Ford Escape, or it's a Ford Escort, or it's a Chevy Trailblazer, whatever. They say, oh, okay, no problem. We'll write you up a policy and it'll be ... this much and you're good to go. Okay. But when you go in and you say, hey, hey, Progressive, or hey, Allstate or whomever, I need insurance for my car. And they say, hey, what kind of car you got? And you say, oh, it's a 2023 837 Lamborghini. They're gonna say, okay, wait a minute, hold on. Hey, well, hold on. When you say, oh, I drive a V, I think it's a V1 Phantom. I was looking at one the other day. V1 Phantom Bentley. Dude, that's almost $1 million car. And you're calling Progressive or Allstate to get insurance. Do you know what they're gonna say? they may laugh you out the office, or hang up in your face. But when you call and say, I need insurance for this particular car, they're gonna say, oh my goodness, hold on, wait a minute, wait, what you're talking about? This is not a Chevy Trailblazer. This is not a Ford F-150. This is not a Toyota Camry. This is a Bentley. This is a Bugatti. This is a Maybach. If you're talking about high-end cars like that, that's a whole different ball of wax when it comes to insurance, when it comes to coverage, when it comes to driving that vehicle wherever you're going to be driving. There's a bunch of different rules and regulations that you have to abide by when you come. That's the difference between $100,000 car and 150 and up. So these are the things that we have to contend with, what we have to deal with as we're putting this thing together. So you guys, you're fine, you're good. Everybody is where they're supposed to be. We are the ones that have to do the extra work, okay? Because we don't expect for you guys to be engineers, okay? We don't expect for you all to know all of the ins and outs of how buses run, how the geomagnetic dynamics work. I know how they work. My engineers, they know how it works, but we don't expect for you to know how it works. There's a magnetometer. I forgot what it calls it, but it's a big magnet that's on the engine that switches the gears from drive to neutral and so on and so forth. That when you switch it, there's a pulse that switches over in the electric vehicles, that when you switch it, you'll hear it. And when you switch over in the wrong direction, meaning I don't think it'll let you do it if you're driving, but if you're able to switch it over in the wrong direction, it reverses polarity, and the entire engine will seize up. The whole thing will seize up, all because you can't hear the car running. You can't hear the bus running, so you don't think it's running. You don't think it's on, and you press on the gas and then press on the brake, and it goes, and you're trying to stop it, and the brakes aren't working because they're regenerative braking. You know what regenerative braking means? That means you're charging your battery while you're driving. Okay, so regenerative braking is not braking the car or braking the bus. It's literally just charging the bus. So you shift it into into a park or into another gear, reverse the polarity, and now you seize the entire engine up. Guys, this is a lot of stuff that, again, you guys do not have the luxury of going through an extensive school like we did, because that'll take years for you to learn all of the stuff that we know. So what we have to do is we have to condense that down and then package it and present it in a way to where you guys can understand it and move with it and actually work it. And they, again, and this will be my final point, then we can get out of here, guys. I have people that says, man, it's just a bus. We just get in there and drive. We just get in there and go. I'll say this one more time for the hearing impaired, for the people who do not understand English. It doesn't work like that. If it worked like that, everybody would have one. It doesn't work like that. I say that in almost every last speech that I have. You don't see mobile salon buses driving around the streets everywhere, do you? Why? Everybody has hair. I mean, everybody has hair. Even people who's thinning or balding or what, they still have hair. They still have to shave their hair or do something with the shit around the sides or whatever. Even women who don't do, they just pull their hair back in a braid. They want someone to do their hair. Everybody has hair. So why aren't there buses everywhere just cleaning up, making tons and tons of cash? Because this is not easy. If it was that easy, everybody would be doing it. It's not that easy. You can't just get in and drive a bus and do hair. Okay, there's rules, there's regulations, there's a way that you can and cannot do this operation. Everything from the way it drives and where you can park, all the way up to security. Guys, we've had people parking in like parking lots where when it gets dark and all the other cars have driven away and you're still working on your last 2 clients and you're the only one parked on the street or parked in that parking lot and you're just lit up like a Christmas tree and you're there by yourself with your client, you're now a target for idiots, for people who just, what is that over there? What's going on right there? And they're now coming and they're knocking. Hey, what's going on? Hey, you do hair? Hey, how much you charge? Hey, what? Just, that's people in general. You have to know what to do in those situations. You have to have a system in place. We have panic buttons. We have direct calls. We have police on GPS tracking, where if there's an issue, they come directly to where that GPS is sending your signal. They know exactly where you are. You don't have to say, "Oh, I don't know where I'm at. I'm on the corner of there's a street. Okay, there's a tree right there, and then there's a building right next to the tree." What are you talking about? You don't have to do all that. We know where you are. Headquarters knows where you are, and the local police of where you're at. Not police that's all the way across town or in another city. The police that's literally in your area knows where you're at, because our system connects you directly with the closest police dispatch service, the closest one. Not, hey, I live in XYZ county, so if I pick up my phone and call the police or call 911, it's going to connect me to where I live, to where my phone service is connected. No, we don't do that. Our business, our buses connect you to the closest available units that can get to you and service you and help you. Guys, this is an entire program, an entire system that if anybody else tried to mimic this system or tried to build what we built, they would have to spend more millions. We spent millions, but they'd have to spend even more to build what we're building, to actually create what we're creating. And we're having hella issues with us, and we're good at it. We're having crazy amounts of issues dealing with this industry, and we're professionals. we're geniuses when it comes to putting this thing together, and we're having this many problems. Imagine if you didn't know what you were doing and you tried to do this. Imagine if you were just a millionaire and you say, "Oh, I'm gonna do that because I can make a whole bunch of money doing buses." You will blow through your fortune. You will blow through all of your money. So I just say all of that to say this, guys, we're working on it. We will have it completed. And the next few weeks here, we will have it completely completed, all the way up and running. And by the 1st, we'll be able to show everything we got. We'll be able to broadcast what we have. People will be able to see how this business runs and what we're bringing to the general public. And you guys, only you guys, the ones that came with me and stuck with me from the beginning to now, you guys are the ones that will be on the forefront, the pioneers, the ones that got in and helped work out the bugs. Do you know how valuable someone is that literally came up out the dirt with you? The ones that literally came and they were with you from the beginning, when you were scraping and scrounging and trying to make something work, rubbing 2 nickels together to make it work, literally piecing wire and twisting wire together and running this to hook into that to make it power up and run. That's you guys. That's us right here, right now. Now, in a year or two, yeah, we'll have a completely polished, upstanding, running operation where people will come in, they'll spend 2-3 months in the school, boom, and they're out of there, boom, they're getting into a bus, boom, their operation. But hell, that's because we did all the hard work, you morons. We did all the hard work. We came and worked out all of those bugs. We are the ones who literally went into the school and the school was not up. We went in and we saw information that was missing. We went in and we was logging in and it said this assignment wasn't in and this, but we did that. We got into the buses and could not figure out why it wasn't running or why the water wasn't getting hot and why the engine won't crank up. We did that. We figured out what we need to do to make the battery work with our system and all of our clippers without them overheating and burning out. Guys, I got some clippers. I have them on display where the guy plugged his clippers in, and because there was a direct current coming through the alternator, coming through the capacitors, because we have capacitors that work with our generators, it was hooked in directly, and that power went straight into his clippers, and they got hot and hotter and hotter, and then they started getting so hot to where they started smoking and turning red hot. And he tried to unplug it, and there was a boom. Have y'all ever seen shocking, like a shot? It was like boom, because all of the power from the capacity just released at the same time as soon as he unplugged it. That could have been a very dangerous situation. If he was touching the wrong part at the wrong time, he could have got a knack. They tell me it wouldn't have killed him, but I don't like taking those chances. But we got lucky. He got lucky, and there was nobody hurt. But the fact that that system was able to be plugged in like that, to where he turned it on, to where it gave you all of the power at one time and not a slow, methodical, whatever you want. If you turn on lights, it'll just give you that amount of energy, just that amount to have your lights work. That's it, just that amount. Okay. But what if you want a heater to work, or a washing machine, or a refrigerator? You need larger amount of power, right? Well, the machines themselves know that, so they will only receive the amount of energy from that plug that they need. If the lights that you turn on says, "Hey, give me all the power that you got," what? That plug doesn't care. It's going to give it to you. Just like a refrigerator will say, "Hey, give me 18 megawatts of power. Give me this much kilowatts of energy. Give it to me because I need it to operate my compressor and my cooling unit and all." And then the plug just gives it to it, and the refrigerator says, "Thank you," and then it operates. Okay, but if you plug in a small pair of clippers, hair clippers, and it says, hey, we don't have a regulator on here, give me all you got, give me all the power you got. Not good. Not good at all. So it's a completely, guys, y'all don't see these. Y'all don't see all this stuff. We do. I do. So I have to work this stuff in the background, and that is why it takes so long to set this up. You don't need to see all of these things. I got, like I said, I got 150 things every day that I'm working and maneuvering and putting together, and you guys don't see any. All you guys see is what y'all are working on in your own schedule, in your own lives, which is fine. That's beautiful. But when you go home and you flip that switch and your lights come on, you just think, okay, good, my lights are on. You don't know what all went in to actually having those lights come on and actually come on and stay on without overheating or getting a big jolt and popping and bursting, and you're now sitting in the dark. You don't know the line that they had to run. You don't know the transformer that's out there that's regulating the kilowatts of energy that's coming in through there. You don't know the generator plant that's actually producing that power to distribute to the whole city. And so you don't know all that. All you know is that when I go home and I flip that switch, my lights better come on. Same thing here. We're wanting to make it to where you just go to the bus, put in a key, crank it up, put your code in, you're ready to roll. You're rolling right to your client. You do your client. When you flip on that hot water, the hot water comes on. When you flip on those clippers, when you flip on that blow dry, it just comes on. It just comes on. You don't know anything about all of the magnetometers. You don't know anything about the direct current or AC current or the converters or the generator. You don't know anything about any of that. You just want it to come on and work. Well, that's where we come in. We're working on that right now, and it's not easy, especially when you're dealing with hundreds, over 100 people now in buses. When you're dealing with hundreds, it is not easy. It's not easy. And then keep trying to keep everything under wraps. We've had to delete people postings where they're posting on YouTube. And this will be my last, I promise, this will be my last thing, then I'll get out of here, guys. We've had to delete people's posting that goes out and they're on the bus and they, hey guys, I'm on this bus and look at what I got, and this is what, and check this out. And then you can't do that. You can't do that. None of that is supposed to be seen right now. None of it, because we're working on a schedule. We'll release all of that stuff in the right increments. So we had to go in and request them to delete it, take it down, and then show us what you're going to be producing so that we can authorize, we can okay it. It's just like working in a corporation. You can't run up in Target or Walmart, or if you work for Google or you work for Tesla. Imagine Tesla employees going in Tesla with their phone and they're just, hey, look, I'm in Tesla. I'm on the main floor, and look at all of the equipment that we use to build this super secret battery pack. Look at all of the cool equipment that Tesla paid millions of dollars to create to make these new cars, and the Cybertruck and the new 18-wheeler trucks that are coming out. Look at all that. Elon Musk will put you in the ground. You can't do that. You can't do that. All of that stuff has to be regulated. He has to see what you're putting out. And more than likely, you went through training, you went through orientation, you went through it to where I've heard, because I don't work there, but I've heard that he collects people's phones. If you're working in certain areas, you can't even have a phone. So anyway, I just thought that was on my mind. I thought that it needs to be said, it needed to be documented and archived so that you guys will understand how we're progressing and how this thing is moving forward. I know I got a lot of chats that are coming in, guys. I just need to get this out, because I know if I dive in y'all chats, I'm going to go off into a whole different tangent, and I needed to cover this particular thing because we're having the issue. We just got back into town today, okay, from out of state, and working with our partners and stuff. So I had to cover this because of the new alterations that we're going to be doing. So please be aware, we're working on it. We will have everything up and running. If you guys are with us, then you'll be taken care of, because we're literally building it so that you can use it. If you guys go out there and do it yourself, you're more than welcome to do that. But I promise you, I've had multiple people, we're talking double-digit people, that have came and said, hey, I tried to do it. No, it doesn't work. It does not work. I don't know how y'all doing it, but it doesn't work. I spent this much money on a bus. I spent this much money on conversion. I spent this much money on this and on that, and I still couldn't get it to work. And it still had problems with this and problems with that. I got people, and some of them are in the show. Some of them will be shown next year, so people can understand this is not easy. We are making it easy for you. It's not easy. We're making it easy for you. So if y'all understand that, then y'all will understand that just hold what you got and we'll put this thing together and rock and roll. Not just everybody that's here, the people that are coming in as well. I got people that are coming in. I told you guys before, I got people that I got the time. I see the time. I got people that are coming in saying, hey, I gave $5,000 worth my $150,000 bus today, right now. Give me my bus. You can't do that. So where is that at? Where it's on flat? Yep. You're gonna have to take it to what's it called? Yeah, you can get some air, but you have to take it down. Okay, let's get up out of here, guys. Thank y'all all for watching and coming through and kicking it with me. I got plenty of stuff to come on. I got shop tours. I got different products to show. I got the new buses. I got the new warehouse. I got the uplift. I got the sponsor appreciation. I got all the stuff to show you. I got celebrity time where celebrities coming. We got a bunch of stuff that we're going to be putting together for y'all. So just hold what you got. We're coming. I'm Ronnie Mac, owner of the Shops Salon Network, the MrHairArt Network, and the new Mobile Salon Network, bidding you guys peace and blessings. Please take care of yourself. And if you can, take care of someone else. If we all did that, we all will be taken care of. If you haven't signed up to the Mobile Salon Network, go to mobalon.com, mobalon.com, and sign up. The application is at the top of the page on the right-hand side. Click on it, fill it out, and submit it back in. If everything is good, someone will contact you and let you know what the next steps are. If you haven't donated, please donate. We have our own charity called Triple H Charity. It stands for Haircuts for the Helpless and Homeless. This is the only charity where you can donate and actually see your donation at work. We use your donations to build the buses that go out and do haircuts for the helpless and homeless. And we also use your donations to pay the barbers and stylists to do those haircuts for the helpless and homeless. So worthwhile charity. Awesome way to donate and actually get some real work done. All right, guys, that'll do it for me today. I'll be back tomorrow at 6 o'clock, and hopefully we can go back to our regular schedule. I just had to sit here and don't move. They said, look, literally sit here, don't move, and talk and put the information out there because it's going to be serious, and you're going to need it. Later, you're going to need it. So it's like a deposition. When you go to court and you say, yes, Your Honor, I did tell them that. It's one of those. You have to have it so that you can go back and say, yes, you did say that, and there it is. All right, guys, I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you all for joining. Everybody, please be safe out there. Take care of yourself. And remember our motto, respect yourself, because image is everything. Peace.